Hey guys, A28 Find Adventure. Let's talk torque wrenches. I have one here from Pittsburgh brand. Let's say it's the Harbor Freight brand. And then I have another one here that I got off Amazon. This is a Michael Pro. And they make all kinds of tools and gadgets and such. And then I have the old Craftsman type. Now this Craftsman that I have is pretty old and it's getting a little loosey-goosey. It's probably 20 years old. So I think it was time for me to try a couple of different ones. I don't know how long this one's gonna last. I needed a backup. So let's go ahead and check these out. All right, let's see how this does. So you have to tell me what you think. I don't know if you've used these before. It you know, it's not as long as the Craftsman. If you look at here, this is the Pittsburgh, this is the Craftsman. Craftsman's a little longer and has a more substantial handle on it. It is plastic though, but it feels solid. It's heavy. I think it'll do the job. You know, it has a nice finish to it. I think for the price, you can't go wrong. Okay, the Pittsburgh also has this nice box, but here we go. These are all in one, okay? So like a standard torque wrench. Now, what I have found is to turn this to adjust your foot-pounds. I don't know if you can see that right there. Okay, to adjust that, right here on the bottom is this little thing, a little knob type thing. I just unscrewed a little bit, then I can turn this to adjust it. And then I'll just tighten it back and that locks it in place. This little knob right here. So loosen that, adjust it where you need it, tighten it back, and you're good to go. And this here has a little lever here to do it that way or the other way. So just wanted to show you this. Just a little breakdown, just a more detailed usage or assembly like with the Michael Pro. But there you go. Goes in the box one way and you are set. This one comes in a nice case as well, the Michael Pro case. Oh, here we go. Now, this one's a little different. This one's gonna look like that. So let's see how this goes. Again, we have to set this. You push in on the knob on the bottom on the Michael Pro, then you can micro adjust it. Set the same. There we go. And then we have this right here. This is interesting. This little knob here will go over. You press this button here. This will help you spin on the lug nuts like this. Has a button right here. See that? You press it, I can move it out to the end. Use it like a regular torque wrench. So let's see how this does. All right, let's check it out. I got my wheel chuck on here. Yep, there we go. So that's pretty neat the way it works. And then, you know, at the beginning, when I put the wheel on and I want to spin some lug nuts, I'll have it here and I can just use this to help spin the lug nuts on. So that's kind of a cool idea. I like this. It's very well made, very sturdy, comes apart, fits in the case. Okay. So here's the Michael Pro assembly. Here you have it. It's very substantial, weighty. It's got a little dial here. You can look in there and see what your foot-pounds are. And right here, you can push this in. I don't know if you see that. Push it in and you can dial it back and forth. So I've got it at like I don't know if you can see that right there. 90. I'm using my phone to film this, but once you have a set on what you need, well, then you need to use this. Now, this right here, you can press this button. This has a little slot on the back, and there's a little pin in here, so it'll only go on one way. Goes on, you can see it slides up and down because it's in that slot, but it will not spin. And then this little button here enables you to like move it, you know, I guess easier, or you can lock it in right here. These two, see it locks in, push the button and you can lock it in there. There's only two places, but press the button in if you want it to slide easier. See that? There you go. This is for torquing, and if you want to spin the lug nuts off, you can do it like that. It's real easy to use. Just refer back to this video. Has a couple of sockets. Now, in my case, I need a 22mm socket to fit the key to my rims, to my lug nuts that are a specific kind. So like I said, it comes with an 11/16, a 3/4, and a 13/16. Now, you know, if you need a different size, just go pick one up, and it's a 1/2-inch socket, and it'll work. Okay, so here's the Michael Pro again. You can see it comes with the part here that makes the cross pattern like that. Comes with 3 sockets. Comes with a 13/16, 3/4, and an 11/16. So that's really nice. It's really interesting the way this works. You know, works like the old X style that all the old cars used to come with. This one has a little push button so you can take it apart. Remember to micro adjust this. You pull down on this little part of the handle and you can adjust it, and then it locks. Now again, here we have the standard kind. This is more of the classic type by Pittsburgh. Very solid. It's not super long for leverage. Sometimes you need something a little longer. That makes it easier, you know, if the lug nut's on super tight. Anyways, it's really solid. I like it. Even though it's shorter, I'm gonna leave that one in the Subaru trunk and put this Michael Pro in with the truck. The Subaru, of course, you know, both of my cars are gonna have a torque wrench and a breaker bar to help get the lug nuts loose, because depending on your size, it can be really hard to get the lug nuts off. Here's the breaker bar I'm talking about. This right here, it's just a 1/2-inch, just a 1/2-inch breaker bar. I think I got this one. This one might be a Harbor Freight as well. You know, if my wife needs to change a tire, it's gonna make it really easy for her. So there we have a couple of the torque wrenches. They both work well. I'm gonna keep them both, one for each car. The Pittsburgh, I'm gonna stick in the Subaru. It's a little shorter, and it'll be adequate for that. The Michael Pro, which is a little different, I'm gonna keep that in the truck, and we'll just see. Maybe I'll swap them back and forth, but I definitely like carrying torque wrenches so I can get those bolts on, you know, to their proper spec and don't have to worry about a wheel spinning off. Alrighty. Well, guys, I hope you like my little short video on the torque wrenches that I think, you know, everyone should keep something like this in their car, at least a breaker bar, just so you can, you know, have some leverage to get those hot lug nuts off and put them back on tight. It's very important. Nobody wants a wheel to fly off. We've all seen the videos of wheels coming off vehicles. Sometimes it's because the lug nuts weren't put back on tight. Sometimes it's because you got a spacer and negative offset wheel, and, you know, physics snaps off, wheel goes flying down the highway. But anyways, I think everyone should carry one of these. You should look into it. Just put it in the back of your vehicle. I hope you get something out of it. Check out those torque wrenches. They are decent quality, the Michael Pro and the Pittsburgh. You know, the Craftsman This one's just really starting to wear out. It's really old, and you know, I don't think the company's around anymore, but it's starting to get really loose. Sometimes it skips. I have to retighten everything. Still works, but it's gonna fail really soon. You know, I've had it for like 20 years, maybe. So I got my money out of it. I think I paid like 60 bucks for this back then. Now they're like 150. But anyhow, hope you got some info out of this. Do your research. Keep one in your vehicle. And, you know, if you like my videos, please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. Comment. I'd love to hear your comments. If you got any stories about a torque wrench breaking or a wheel flying off, I'd love to hear it. And I will see you next time. See ya.